you can hear us, if we can, if you can see us.
Yeah. All 3, maybe 4 of our followers, maybe. Drop us a line. Tell us hello.
See if anybody went fishing these past 2 weeks.
Yeah. Fishing was, we've been going out almost every day. Just about every day. It's been windy.
You've been making a mess out of our fish cleaning station.
Yeah. We've got carcasses everywhere.
Is that your snook that was in the...
It was not mine. I wish I could claim that
Who
one.
caught that?
It wasn't me. It might have been Gene. Gene's been going out almost every day also. So.
That's a nice snook. Saw it flayed out in the boat ramp. I was like, oof.
Yeah. Actually, Gene and I did a seminar together yesterday at the Crystal River Village Fishing Club.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, all 9 people showed up, I think it was. But it was pretty fun. We talked you guys up a little bit. So,
That's awesome. That's awesome. So let us know if you guys are out there and how the heck you're doing, and give you a few minutes to get signed in until we're ready ourselves.
Yep. Just waiting for everybody to show up. It's going to be one big party.
That's it. Got a good episode this evening.
Oh yeah, I can smell.
Smell
what Gary's cooking.
Smells like chum.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. But I believe
a good special guest this evening.
Yep, I believe Gary's got the old smoker fired up. Yep, I can see it doing its work. It's bellowing. So.
Pretty excited for that little chunk of segment
good.
Here shortly.
Yeah, we got our special guest today, Mr. Chum.
That's going to be a good episode.
Oh yeah, we fished together in the past. I don't know, probably past 4 or 5 years or so. We do a big Sonny's barbecue kind of tournament event, and I go up to his home waters, and we'll go up there and try to beat him up a little bit. But I'm telling you, he's one of the funniest guys on the water. Yeah. If you've ever got to talk to him, yeah, he's full of jokes. Full of something.
That's the best part about it.
Yeah. Yep. Let us know you guys are out there watching, listening, tuning in.
Hopefully you all had did some fishing this week, past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it may be. Send in some catch of the week photos, because I'm excited to see what all has been caught this week, since I drive airboat, so I don't catch much.
Yeah.
I feed off of it.
Yep.
So it's always nice to be able to see what people are harvesting out there, at least enjoying their day fishing.
Definitely. Yep, let us know.
That's it. Yeah, so when's your next charter?
It's going to be, I believe it's on Friday.
Nice.
I think so.
Got a few days away, so... Alrighty, y'all, we'll be right back, and we'll get this show on the road.
Beyond the woods, down the twists and the turns, through the marsh, lies the knowledge needed to fish the nature coast.
Fish Talk Live.
Welcome to
Fish Talk Live.
Presented by
One and only the Phillips Auto Group.
Phillips Auto Group.
Well, I can show you there's 3, but whatever.
It's one road, 3 great locations. Guys, welcome back. It's been a couple weeks.
Been a hot minute.
We had last week off.
Yeah.
Halloween.
Yep. And then the week before that was Mario.
We were live at Mario.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
So the cat and the dog over here are having a little tussle. Yep. The cat is definitely beating the Great Dane.
Pretty sure she's going to lose.
Yeah. But, all right, so tonight, Billy, we've got some cool stuff.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely do.
You all have been asking about it, so we did it. We're going to do a cooking segment tonight from a product from Grilla Grills called the Silverbac. It's a pellet smoker.
That's pretty sweet.
Now, as you all know, smoking takes a little bit of time.
Oh yeah,
So-
it takes a lot of effort to make a good meal off of a smoker.
Everything's just about finished up, so we're actually going to be doing the taste testing, but we have a little video put together of the process from opening the packages to
The
putting the
unboxing.
meat on the grill. But we're excited for that, so that's going to be on the Nature Coast Financial Advisors Tackle Table Talk here shortly. We also have a very special guest. It's going to be on the Ayinde Matthews State Farm Casting Couch with Captain Marrio. We've got Captain Chad Osteen, Captain Chum,
One and only.
right from Cedar Key. Excited to hear about what's going on up there in that northern region
That muddy
of
water.
the Nature Coast, the muddy water. But before we get into that, we've got the Ho 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 Fishing for Dough kayak tournament coming up in
Coming up quick,
less than a
too.
month now.
Yes, coming up very quick.
So it has been announced the first place prize is $3,500,
Yowza.
which once again makes it the largest payout for an inshore kayak fishing tournament in the state of Florida.
Gotta love that.
And that is all thanks to our sponsors. Now, presented by Phillips Auto Group. So when they wanted to get involved with the show, they really wanted to get involved with the tournament as well because they knew where all the proceeds were
That's
going.
it. Where the benefits of that goes, and it's not in our pockets.
That's it. It goes to getting some kids that just need a little extra holiday joy.
Yeah.
And we're going to do some personalized shopping, and anything that's left over gets donated directly to the Shop with the Cop program, which also does the same. If you have not experienced that,
make you cry.
program, it'll definitely make you tear up. I don't care
It'll make you tear
how
up. It's
tough
pretty
you
cool
are, man.
stuff.
It's super cool. So, Jimmy and Sue from the
From
Seafood
Seafood
Cellar,
Cellars.
they do the donation for the first place prize every year. They really help out. Every aspect of our community they help out in.
Oh, absolutely. They don't miss anybody when it comes to helping.
Gary Marriage from Nature Coast Financial Advisors is going to be a big sponsor of this tournament. Ayinde Matthews, of course.
love
Dirk's Auto Clinic.
All right. Thank you, Dirks.
Love that guy. And then our friends over there at the Florida Insider Fishing Report from down south, they're involved again. So
Thank y'all.
thank you guys. And then of course Brian from Extreme Decalz. We've got some new sponsors as well, but Brian from Extreme Decalz is doing some really cool stuff for the tournament. We're really excited.
I love to see what he comes up with.
Me too.
Always something off the wall, and it's the best.
Seriously. Renova Construction Group.
Hey, thank y'all.
They definitely got involved big time. Thank you very much. Marker 48 is going to be doing the beer garden
I
again.
love their
and
flavors.
got some cool raffles for the beer garden. Power Pole. Power Pole donated one of those cool micro anchors that's perfect for a kayak.
Absolutely.
And then some Power Pole swag. Bahio Sunglasses is going to be right here. I'm pretty sure they're bringing the bus too.
I'm pretty sure I understood the same.
Cables.
I was just about to.
Love these things.
Yes.
They donated some awesome product. Abyss
nice.
Batteries donated a lithium battery for this tournament. James Aldridge, who is
He brought a mess of stuff.
insane.
Yeah,
the amount of stuff he brought.
Kayak baskets, and they loaded.
Yeah, there's all kinds of cool Yak Attack gear, and I mean, we haven't even went through everything yet. It's all over.
Not yet.
We've got Captain Gene Miller, Captain Teddy, Captain Matt, Captain Mario, right here from OKM. They all donated some fishing trips.
Thank you.
Waste Brothers is getting involved again, supplying us
Bros.
the trash cans we need for the tournament, and of course the good old porta potties. Thank you very much.
Thanks for keeping them clean. Y'all.
Redneck Sunscreen donated
Yes.
some good product, and then Florida Fishing Products is going to hook us up with some reels for the tournament. So, and the sponsors are still rolling in. Oh, Bubba
yeah.
donated some really cool stuff, but the sponsors are still rolling in. So we're
The
going to
list is
close
gonna
off
continue to
sponsors
grow.
here shortly so we can get started with some marketing on this thing. But that is going to be December 2nd. So make sure you get registered because
That's it,
it's
'cause we're going to cap it just as we had to last year. You know, it's one of those tournaments that grow and grow and grow, but our property does not.
I was going to say, as far as people that are pre-registered, it's already doubled from year to date, last year to this year, and we
awesome.
just got started. We're a little behind from the hurricanes, but we
It
just got
happens.
started. And then Billy, also, if you all did not see this ugly mug on TV all day yesterday and again today, he did a really cool segment with Fox 13 News on the airboats.
It was fun to be able to have them out there and get to show them our backyard, you know, and it was very enjoyable because they get to go do a lot of cool things for filming. And when they got out there, they were as mind blown as I was hoping they were going to be.
Good.
It's a beautiful, beautiful area to go do some airboating, and they got to experience it well.
I mean, how often do you hear, Billy, you know, I'm from here, and I didn't know we had all this.
Oh, every day. And that's my favorite part of it. You know, it's like I tell most people, it's a great place to visit.
Yeah. Well, Billy, I just want to say, man, how proud I am of you. And, you know, you've done several things from being on the Discovery Channel, the Science Channel, that TV show on Hulu. You've done a lot of that, man. But I don't know if you remember the first day you started here and we attempted to do a Friday night fish talk and you started stuttering. Sweat was just pouring off of you. And
I'm not a fan of being behind the camera, or in front of the camera, really. But here we are.
You can't tell because you were natural on that screen. So it was really cool to wake up to and watch that segment, man. So cheers to that.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers to that. Besides that, do we have anything else to go over? Do you want to do a quick airboat fishing report?
I mean, honestly, seeing what I've seen on the airboat, it's been windy these past 2 weeks playing out there, so I haven't seen a whole lot. But today, getting out there there's a lot of fish. Finally, it laid off to about 3 to 4 mile an hour. Playing out there in those clear waters out at the outer reef, there are redfish out there in the flats at the low tide, which I was still happy to see. A lot of trout have been moving around. I see them out there in that nice golden bottom, as I like to do my drifts with all my clients. And I mean, we just move walls of trout. It's a beautiful sight seeing these waters cooling off again.
Cool.
So makes me want to go fishing.
How about snook?
Seeing small handfuls of them. The majority of the snook I'm finding is actually in dirtier water. I mean, I do see them in the potholes, but like playing back in Game and Mud Creek, I find some really good quality snook hanging back there. And they don't move a whole lot. So fishable, I don't know, but they're there.
That makes a lot of sense because, I mean, you know, snook it hasn't been the best fall snook bite.
Not from what I've understood. I mean, there's one sitting on our boat ramp that Captain Gene must have got a hold of. But that's the first real one I've seen in a hot minute.
Gotcha. All right. Well, Billy, thank you for that, man. And let's do this. I really want to hear what's going on up in Cedar Key.
Yeah, me too.
So let's go to a commercial. When we come back, we're going to go over to the Ayinde Matthews State Farm Casting Couch with Captain Marrio Castello and his guest tonight. And let's see what's happening up there.
Absolutely.
I don't know Jake from State Farm.
But just imagine my homes and my auto.
Best bundle in the league, baby.
Man, why can't Patrick change his name? It could be Kelsey, and Kelsey how much you can save by bundling home and auto. Yeah? Can you make the letters smaller?
Oh, auto, let's go. Come on, model, let's get it. Put your jersey on.
Bundling. Just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All right, so we just want to tease you a little bit. We're not going to jump on that couch yet. First, we're going to do the Extreme Decalz Catch of the Week and see what has actually been being caught this past week. So, Billy, why don't you take it over, my friend?
My favorite part. Let the jelly sea begin. Ooh, very nice redfish caught out of a kayak. Very nice, James. Good looking fish. There's that speckled sea trout we were just speaking of.
Big old sea trout.
Absolutely is. Glad to see him out there running that little Mako through the flats. He's been doing good out there.
Yeah, and he's the man too. Good guy.
Very nice. It was one of Billy Ferraro's clients, and that must have been today, as calm as it is. That's what it looked like on the airboat. Very nice catch. Oh, very nice fish. So apparently I sold him the shrimp that he caught that was on today.
There you go, lucky shrimp.
Those OKM shrimp gets you every time. Oh, wow, that's beautiful. Very nice, Mr. Dotson. Gorgeous redfish. Must have had a good sunset. That's awesome. Darren's son's first time actually getting out there to do some rod bending, and it was a successful day.
Look at that look on his face. That's too cool.
Maybe
He
a
is
happy
pumped.
kid. Good job. Very nice. Getting out there and getting every species you can. That is a bit over slot. Very nice, Mr. Eric. Good looking red. Captain Gene Miller. There's that snook I saw on the boat ramp today.
Can we get a wipe for his lens, maybe? He catches
Nice
more fish
flounder.
than anyone I know, but we got to get him a new lens or something on that phone.
Yeah, get that camera figured out.
That was a team effort with Gene and Jacob, I think, there.
Very nice. Another snook. So I guess it's just us that's having a struggle on the snook side.
Yeah.
Sent in by Mr.
George
Quinn.
yeah. I think he got second place, if I'm not mistaken, on this
That's
tournament.
awesome. Those kayak tournaments are tough to place in.
Love that guy. George, he's such a good dude.
Yeah, very, very
That's
nice
the dark redfish I'm going to be looking for next week.
Very nice, Jason. That's a big old ditch pickle. Always killing it. Very, very nice. Been seeing a lot of sheepshead out there, but they're always on the smaller side. Out there representing the Brazilla Fish Co. Little Halloween red. Very nice, Jessica. Triple tail? Nice.
It almost looks like a...
The colorings on it looks off, but shape's
what's
right.
the bass? The peacock bass.
Yeah, it
That's
almost
what
does look like a peacock. My goodness, that was caught all in by Joel. Very nice mess of fish. Old Matt 8 rods in the back of the flounder. Love it.
Matt, we know you're
always
ugly, but you don't have to
killing it,
cover your face every time for a photo, man.
right? Oh, little Argyle getting into some nice redfish. That is a happy face.
Yeah, it is. That's too cool.
Yeah, that's what fishing's about. Nice little bonnet. Very nice. Thank y'all very much for
Since James donated all that awesome stuff,
right,
we had to show his
on there
photo
twice. All right, so we are going to thank you all very much once again for sending those in. Makes me happy as always to see. We're going to jump right over to the casting couch with Mario and Captain Chum and find out what's happening to the north.
Welcome to the Ayinde Matthews State Farm Casting Couch. I'm Captain Marrio Castello, and we have our guest here, Captain Chum, Chad Osteen from Cedar Key. How you doing, Chad?
Good, how you doing?
Man, just living the dream. Me and Chad fish together quite a bit up in Cedar Key, mostly in his area. He comes down here every now and again. They do a big tournament for Sonny's Barbecue, all the managers for Sonny's Barbecue in the southeastern U.S. And they invite me up to do a little bit of fishing. And I remember that first tournament we did. You ended up winning day one.
You got day two.
And I got day two. And it's been back and forth since then. So we've done it 4 or 5 times. But it sure is fun. But tell us a little bit about what you do up in Cedar Key.
It's all inshore. We'd been fishing out on the flats here lately, catching reds and stuff, and everything's starting to transition in the creeks and everything. Now it's getting cooler.
Yeah,
so
we're doing about the same stuff here. I think these folks out there, they don't fish Cedar Key very often. The guys around here don't. Mm-hmm. Maybe we should compare what you would typically do up there compared to what we would typically do down here. Maybe it'll give them some insight.
Well, I think y'all throw a lot of jigs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. We mainly use bait like shrimp or cut mullet or whatever, and mud minnows at times.
Yeah, you guys don't have the trees and the mangrove trees like
no,
you do
we've got
here.
Ours is oyster bars. Our water is dirty. So most of the fish, most of the time, they're going off a smell. Mm-hmm. They're not going off like a reaction bait or anything like that.
Big scent feeders up there.
Yeah.
You guys use a lot of scented plastic baits too, or you guys mostly throw bait?
We throw like gulp, and we use a lot of saltwater assassin when the water's clear. Those work good when but you gotta have clear water to get them hit.
Right. I started using the saltwater assassins a couple of days ago for the trout because our trout are starting to run in really good now. And I started using that little P&V. It looks almost like a Little John, like a Mirror Little John. That thing's got so much action to it for being just a straight bait. Mm-hmm. That thing's got a heck of a lot of action. I like that. I'm going to start using that more often.
Our best ones are the Glow and the Green Moon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
There's always. And then like if you go back up towards the river, we use it's called stinky pink. It's yellow and pink.
Yeah,
or chartreuse.
You got a lot of dark water up
Yeah.
there, so you need to contrast it. I was using a color called Houdini, and that thing works pretty good. It looks almost like a lizard fish.
Yeah.
So, but it was a pretty good color. But yeah, all that water up there in Cedar Key, you're generally fishing trout, redfish. We got a pretty good population of snook up there.
Yeah, they're starting. We get a lot of big snook.
Yeah.
Like our snook are usually, a lot of times they're over slots. So we had one we caught a 40-inch one the other day. It was probably 20-something pounds.
Yeah, and it's pretty much an everyday occurrence now. It's not just every once in a while.
Yeah, when I was
you can target them now.
When I was a kid, you didn't see snook.
Right.
Nobody talked about it. The old timers were talking about it. They called them soakfish, and they didn't like them because they always left the skin on everything before they ate it. You know, and I guess it tasted like soap or whatever. Yeah. But over the years, we've gotten more and more, and we've got a good population. You can actually go target them now, and spend all day and catch a few snook.
Yeah,
and usually they're the bigger ones.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of big ones. I always catch the bigger ones in the darker water. I'll fish up like around Yankeetown, south of Waukesasa area, and you generally get the bigger snook in the darker colored water, and it's. Man,
what they're doing now, they're going. Good. A lot of them are going towards the river.
Yeah,
they know it's getting cold, so they got to go somewhere. Yeah,
the smart ones are going into the river.
You'll see the dumb ones. Here before about the first freeze.
they'll turn belly up.
Yeah. That hurts to see them. But.
Oh yeah, I know it. Talk to me about how you would target them. What kind of bait you're using? What kind of tackle you're using for those guys?
I like to use live shrimp a lot for snook. Now, when we're red fishing, a lot of times you'll catch one here and there, and you'll catch them off the cut mullet and stuff like that. But live shrimp is one of the best baits for snook there is.
Yeah, a lot of people don't think so, but I tell them all the time, if we got some really, really big shrimp, we're going to start targeting some of them snook.
I tail hook them.
Yep.
And I'll use them like on a knocker rig with a half ounce lead or whatever. I like to free line them. If they're big enough that I can just throw them, then I'll just free line them up there. Yep. And most of the time, if you put that shrimp in front of that snook and he starts jumping around, he's going to eat him.
Oh yeah, he's going to eat him. Yeah, it's hard to resist shrimp. Snook love them, but yeah, we do the same thing, but we generally do ours on a free line. Because most of our water is, 1.5 to 3 feet deep. Yeah. You don't need any weight, and it's a lot cleaner over here. But I'll do the same thing. We'll tail hook them, and we'll drop them right in front of the mangroves and let them go right in front of the mangroves if it's high water. If the water's a little low, they're going to just do the same thing in front of the pothole.
Ours are usually on shale. Especially this time of year when it starts. When they get out of the spawning stage during the summer, they're out in the channels and places like that. But once it starts getting starts cooling down. If you're gonna find them, on them shell.
Yep.
And you'll catch some on the oyster bars here and there, but they like that shell for some reason. Hard bottom.
That hard, crunchy.
They get up there and lay it, just kind of face the tide and wait for something to come along.
There's a lot of food for them because everything wants to be on that hard bottom too. Yeah, we do something very similar here also, but we're looking for the sandy potholes. But yours is more shell. We have shell in ours too, but it's not nearly as much as you have up in Cedar Key. But what about the redfish? You see you throwing a lot of cut mullet for redfish?
We were. So they were getting ready to spawn, and we went through all that. And we throw cut mullet. We throw big chunks of cut mullet when it's when they're getting ready to spawn.
Right.
And then come September, October. Usually when it starts cooling down, after you have your first cold front, first couple cold fronts, they'll transition from the mullet and go to the shrimp. Yeah. And that's when you about have to use shrimp all the time after that.
Now, we were talking earlier about this, and I've always told people, like in my seminars, when they're going to a shrimp diet, when it's cooler, it's because they can digest the shrimp a lot faster and easier. And you said the same thing. Yeah. Now tell everybody out there what we was talking about.
I mean, a redfish is kind of a lazy fish when it gets cold. He likes to lay around. He don't do a lot. And personally, I don't think they can digest the mullet like they can the shrimp. It's easier for them to digest it. So they're not looking for that. I think they're looking for that when they need it for their, they got to get that fat in their belly before they produce the eggs or the other stuff. And so
Edith's going to come in and enjoy the couch with us. yeah.
But as soon as it gets cold, they go almost to all shrimp.
Yeah, definitely.
You can pull up there and throw pieces of mullet out, even small pieces of mullet.
Right.
You're thinking like, maybe if I cut it a little bit smaller, he'll hit it. And then take it off, throw a live shrimp up there.
Yep, and the shrimp,
and they'll smoke.
The shrimp work every time. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that redfish is a cold-blooded animal. When he eats a high-protein item like that, if his metabolism is slowed down because of the cold weather, that stuff will sit in his belly and rot, and he'll die. And they know that. So what they do is they go to more of a crustacean diet. We'll say shrimp. Sometimes crabs, the snook also. A lot of people don't know that the snook will eat crabs too, but we find mud crabs in snook all the time.
We were talking about that earlier. I've caught this year probably 14. We've got probably 14 snook to the boat that we actually call them mud crabs. And what I'll do is, like when it's really hot and tide's out, and you can't go into a place to throw like shrimp or cut bait because of the catfish. I'll go roll the clumps over and I'll get some mud crabs, and we'll go, hook them on, and the drum and the redfish will still eat them.
Oh yeah.
And it seems like you throw that up there and it sits there, and that snook, the ones we have caught on it, as soon as you move that crab, he nails it.
Oh yeah.
And we've caught some, really nice snook off of mud crabs. I would have never thought they would eat a mud crab.
I remember a couple of years ago, we were fishing we were actually filming with Mike Anderson. He came up here. It was probably about 7 or 8 years ago. And we were fishing in an area where it had some muddy water, had a lot of mud crabs up there. And we ended up catching a snook that was roughly 35, 36 inches, pretty good sized snook. And we pull it up, and we were using plastic baits, and we pull it up, and we were unhooking the bait, and I looked down his mouth, and you could see there was 2 mud crabs stuck in the bottom of his throat in this big old snook. And I said, "Hey, Mike, come here, and look at this." And he said, "What is that? What's that in there?" And he goes, "Those look like crabs." I said, "I didn't know snook eat crabs." It's like, oh yeah, they do up here when it's in that muddy water. They seem to like it. They seem to like it a whole lot more. Trout fishing. You guys do Cedar Key is like that's known for trout fishing. Yeah. Talk to me about that trout.
We had a limit today. It's been blowing a month, so we were having to fish inside. Yesterday afternoon, we fished inside and caught. We got a limit of trout. We had to work for them, and we went in like the holes inside between the shell bars and stuff like that, where there's a little bit of water, and threw popping corks. And then today the water had cleared up, so we went on the flats. And we got our limit pretty quick out on the flats. We were throwing green moons and glows. And we had to move 2 or 3 times, but
that's typical though. You're gonna end up doing.
You're gonna get that. And then what'll happen is, like, as it gets colder, some of those fish will move on way up inside in the creeks. A lot of them will stay out there on the flats. And then what we do then is we fish what we call the bomb holes, big sand holes.
Oh yeah.
And you got to be there when the tide starts to come back in.
Yeah.
You can't just go there anytime. I mean, you got to hit it when the tide's at its lowest and it's fixing to start.
Right.
I pulled up on them places before, and we sit there, and it's like, I'm like, yo, we got to wait 30 minutes.
Right.
And because we need to be here, and we don't want nobody else to come into this spot.
Right. As soon as it starts moving.
As soon as that tide starts moving, you'll have your limit in just a few minutes a lot of times.
Yeah, good deal. How have you seen the trout fishery change in the past 10 or 15 years since you've been doing this?
I've seen, well, I don't know. It seems like we don't get the real big trout anymore like we used to, the 26, 27-inch trout. But I think there's more trout now than there has been in a lot of time, in a long time. Right. I think one of the problems with trout is 85% of what we clean now is females. I think they need to drop it an inch. I think they need to go from 14 to 18
to get more of the males.
And let's start taking some of the males out of the equation.
Right.
The university did a story. The University of Florida did a study here not too long ago, and they found that 70% of male trout never make it to 15 inches.
Right.
So you got all these male trout out there that are smaller. And I think it would help too, because if somebody went out there and they got their limit, they had these 14-inch trout or whatever, then they wouldn't keep throwing baits.
Right.
And trout, you get a lot of them that swallow the bait.
Right.
If you trout fish a lot, you're going to kill a couple trout every day.
Oh, yeah.
There ain't no getting around it.
Yeah, their mortality is pretty high.
Yeah. So.
But that, and you know, if you lowered the slot limit, I guess in essence, just say you got 20 trout on the boat. 70% of them are female at the limit that they have now. If they dropped it to 14 to 18, instead of 70% being female, maybe only 45 or 50% of them would be female.
I think that would help.
So
but I mean, that's just
more
my
the females
opinion,
in the water. Yeah. We had a question. How there was a viewer here. How are you catching your mud crabs? He wanted to know how you catch.
So you got to get up on the oyster bar.
Yeah, on the oyster bar.
Yeah, and you roll the clumps over, and they'll be under the clumps.
All right. How big of a mud crab?
You want him to be about 1 inch across. Okay. If he's not that big, then and some of them are 2 or 3 inches. And big drum will eat them if they're they'll be 3 inches across.
But you're looking for a little bit bigger than
inch and a half.
Yeah. So
and those work perfect. Yeah. And then the redfish eat them too, and you'll catch catfish every now and then, but it's not.
Right. It filters through them. Yeah.
And it's great for kids. Like if you got kids on the boat, you go get some mud crabs, take them back into the backwaters like that, and find some of them holes that them drum are in, and let them catch a 40-pound fish, and you've got them hooked.
Oh yeah, those big giant, big uglies. You got a bunch of them up there too, just like we do up in Yankeetown. We actually have a bunch of them in Ozella and Cedar Key now. They're starting to come in, or Cedar Key, Ozella and Crystal River, and they're starting to come in here. Back in Salt River about 2 years ago. Me and one of the other guides up there got on a school of about 50 or 60 of them that were all that 30, 35, 40 pounders.
Yeah, those are fun.
We stayed on them for 2.5 weeks.
They're fun like that, and especially we've been out there fishing before, and like 7, 8 foot of water, and you can actually hear them under the boat a lot of times.
And they're not very smart. They'll run right into your boat. They'll just point. You can actually feel them clinking off of your boat, and they'll tail in that really 7, 8, 9, 10 feet of water. You can actually see their tails. They'll come up.
Yeah, they'll come up and they float.
Yeah, they'll just wave at you and then go right back down. But yeah, they're pretty easy to target, pretty easy to catch. But yeah, we do a lot of that fishing down here. But the trout fishery, I don't know. Our trout fishery has bounced back and forth, but that's an interesting theory about the going from a 14 to a 15 to a 14 in the slot.
It throw everything back over 18. Throw them big females back.
Oh yeah.
I mean, probably 97% of what you're going to catch that's over 18.
Yeah, it's going to be female.
Yeah. It's going to automatically be a female. Yeah, and you can always tell, like if you're fishing and you pick up a trout and he's grunting, it's a male.
Right. Yeah, and they grunt all the time. Yeah. So.
And that's what gets them eat.
Right.
That's why they have such a high mortality.
Yeah. Now you make your living on the water. You for a little while there, I know you had a clamming business. I actually did that.
So in February, my shoulders had got so bad I had to sell. I sold all my clam leases and everything.
Did you?
So I'm just fishing. I'm full-time fishing.
Yeah, full-time fishing.
And I'd been pretty much full-time fishing anyway, but I had the other business too.
Right.
And I don't want to say I did it in just the right time, but Cedar Key got hit hard. You know, their clam industry is really, they're going to have a hard time coming back.
Really?
I think there's a couple of the businesses down there that have already talked about closing down because they're not going to be able to come back.
Man.
And Cedar Key, that's one of the best things that ever happened in Cedar Key was clam industry.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, it took people that probably never made more than $15,000 or $20,000 a year where they could actually make, really good money.
Right.
And it cleans the water too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're doing the restoration project on the East Coast now with the clam restorations.
I even a couple years ago I sold them some clams.
Did you?
Yeah. To send over there, and they replant them and try to clean the water with them. But
okay, good deal.
And it helps our triple tail.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, for
they
sure.
put all them poles up there. That's where them triple tail are.
It's not a secret no more. So
no, you got there some days I'm like, oh my God, there's like 10 boats out here at 7:30.
If you're gonna go out there and fish those clam leases for the triple tail, you got to be respectful though, because these guys are making their living off of those clam leases. Don't run them bags over.
Yeah, you got to stay on the outside of the leases.
Yeah.
Don't go inside the boundaries. And if somebody if somebody says, hey, you're on my lease, just kind of pull off and be respectful.
You got to respect it. So, but definitely. Well, how does everybody get a hold of you if they want to go fishing in Cedar Key? I've
got chumsguideservice.com. Go on the internet, or either my number is 352-226-0073.
There it is.
You go to Cedar Key and ask anybody, and pretty much everybody knows where to find me.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm usually at the boat ramp down there every day.
Yeah, you might as well, right?
Yeah.
But it was good seeing you again. Good talking to
seeing
you.
you. Appreciate
It's always a pleasure, man. I love it.
Thank you, brother.
All right, take it easy, bud. Let's see what Gary's doing. Gary, are you? Oh, we're going to commercial break. Yeah, we'll get to Gary after this commercial break. How's that?
Hey Gary, what you doing?
Oh, just going through the book, looking at some dash panels.
As nice as that sounds, what if we went and did something a little more custom? Do you know anybody that might be able to make a switch panel like this?
Let's go talk to Brian.
I think Brian would be a good idea for that.
Oh, let's go.
It'd be sweet.
Oh, Brian. Hey, man.
What's up, brother?
I got a cardboard cutout. Can you make it into something for me?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. What?
This is our dash panel complete. Just wanted to throw a huge shout out to Brian up there at Extreme Decalz. Nailed it. This is exactly what I had envisioned when I drew literally a cardboard cutout for this to become a true dash piece and showpiece at the same time. Thank you very much, Brian. I'm super stoked to see this thing on the water.
Alrighty, guys. So Captain Chum, Cedar Key. I was telling Chum I've driven by there several times, and every time I've driven by there, I'm just like, I'm too intimidated to stop and fish. So
It's just very deceiving when you can't see the bottom. I mean,
Yeah.
I know running our waters are deceiving when you can see the bottom, but when you can't see it, it's pretty sketchy. I remember driving clam boats up there, and I ended up on a few mud banks.
not only that, but it's just like you've got this like peninsula, and then there's a couple islands, but then you see some big boats coming through, and it throws you off. So,
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, we're gonna jump over to the Nature Coast Financial Advisors Tackle Table Talk to review the Grilla Silverbac Pellet Smoker. But before we do that, we want to show you all the process since we've opened the box to when we put the fresh mullet on that grill, and then we are going to try those mullet right over there on the Tackle Table
Mighty
Talk.
excited.
So check out this video. We'll be right back. We just got something really cool from Grilla. Billy, you ready to open this thing up and see what's in?
I'm stoked.
Let's do this. I feel like I'm at Christmas.
100%. Assembly guide. All right.
Cool.
Stand of some sort. It's covered. Ooh, we got rubs and sauces. Ooh. Oh.
That's why this one's so heavy. See you, Jacoby. wait. More.
Thick that stainless is.
Wow. Wow. Billy, do you think we need these?
No.
Don't know. Instructions?
Useless. Oh, real pretty.
Wow. Measure twice. Measure twice, cut once. Measure twice, screw once.
Read twice, do once.
Next, loose fit both top frame short pieces.
Oh yeah, I was gonna mention that earlier, but I felt like you guys were like really far along. Yeah. I saw it and I was like, I'm not gonna say anything.
Grilla Grill is plugged in.
So okay.
Press the power button on the grill. The igniter rod will begin to heat and it will become extremely hot. Got smoke? We got smoke on the Nature Coast Financial Advisors Tackle Table Talk. So we got this awesome pellet smoker. I've only had one pellet smoker before this. The concept was cool, but it was kind of tough to use. But so I really didn't get to use it a lot. This one is completely different. It's what I call a game changer. I had so much fun with Billy smoking the pellet, and we've tried different things, super easy to use. In that video, after you get the whole thing built, you set it up, it's personalized. They ask you a bunch of different questions, and they actually make it personalized for your needs of cooking food. Now, it's not just a smoker, it's also a grill. You can go up to temperatures of 500, go all the way down to, I think it's like 180, slow smoke something. So the only thing that we've cooked so far is that mullet that you saw in that video, but we also tried a few different things too that you also saw was the gizzards and then also the roe that we're gonna be trying tonight. Now, I'm the only one that's tried some of this stuff so far, so we're gonna get everyone in the room's thoughts on it, see how it turned out. We used some different rubs, different seasoning, and I'm really excited to see the guys' opinion on this food. One of my favorite things is the technology that goes with this smoker. So, Mario, you and I were talking a little bit. You've never used one of these pellet smokers, right?
Nope, never used them because of pretty much time limitations. Anytime you were smoking anything, it's generally anywhere from 2 to 6, 7 hours sometimes. So my meals would cook in 30 minutes, 45 minutes tops. But I've never used a pellet smoker before.
So this is why I think that you're going to like something like this. You can actually control that grill through an app. So you could be out on a charter and you could put something on, you could time it for when you're coming back and, you know, all right, I got 4 hours left, and you can literally hit start on the app and you can start cooking. You can set the temperature. It's got a digital thermometer that plugs into the computer on the machine, on the grill, that it'll show you the temperature of your meat that's inside the grill.
That's pretty cool.
And then you can set it to automatically turn off at a certain temperature too. So that's why I like it, because I'm with you on that. Is I've never really had a lot of time to actually sit and smoke meat, and you know, if I spend a few hours at home, it's obviously, you know, playing with Brody or hanging out with Bree or the dogs. So smoking food's never really been a big thing on my menu.
It is time consuming. Yeah.
But with that, it solves all that. So,
Yeah.
But there's a question for Mario, you said, Bree?
Well, that's an easy question. Is Billy's mic?
So we've got a question for Billy and Mario.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yes. Why you would wrap these in aluminum foil, or do you get smoke flavor through the aluminum foil? And the answer is yes, definitely yes.
Yeah.
My primary reason, if I'm hot smoking anything, I don't do a whole lot of smoking, but when I do, if you wrap it in foil, it comes out the moisture in it is much higher. It locks the moisture in. Yeah. If you have just for instance, we have gizzards and stuff here too, and the gizzards are really hard, and it takes a little bit of time and to actually soak the flavoring that you put on it. Any of the dry rubs and stuff it'll help draw it into the meat if you're doing gizzards and stuff like that.
Yeah,
also,
you can definitely, if you planned on, you know, if we would have done a cold smoke and actually set it for like 150 and left it for 6 hours or so. Leaving it open face is one way to do it. You're going to get a lot of the chewier sides on the edges because it does tend to dry it out a bit over time. So wrapping it in foils, like Mario said, locks in that moisture of it. And if we were to have had less mullet on the smoker, the last 30 minutes could have opened them up and finished it. But the flavor that comes through that aluminum foil, you get plenty of smoke flavor.
Yeah. It's a personal preference.
It's definitely moist fish.
I don't eat chicken, or I don't eat turkey, I'm sorry, because, I mean, I will, obviously, but it's just so hard to get a true moist turkey.
It's tough.
It is. So I like my burgers rare. I like my steak extra rare. You know, I'll even eat my pork. Very fine line between rare and medium rare. So
no one's ever died from it.
Exactly.
He's still here.
So wrapping it in the aluminum foil was definitely key. That was Mario's suggestion too. Now, what I did on some of those at the very end is I opened them up and opened the butterfly fillets up, and then let that brown start soaking in. But you'll see, now those are twice rewarmed, by the way. We smoked these the other day, but you'll see how moist that meat is. And that, to me, that's everything. So like Mario said, Billy said, it's preference. It
If
really
anybody
is.
has any curiosities of what all is involved with the smoker and what's on it, from Grilla themselves is this power box that we had mentioned a couple of episodes ago that we had the pleasure of getting our hands on. Literally plug the smoker into it, set it and forget it. This thing will hold it for 8 to 10 hours of smoking, which is absolutely
That's
insane.
cool. You could bring it on your boat if you wanted
Legitimately.
to.
You do not have to have true 110 outlets when you have this. You can take it to the ball field and literally set it, forget it, and come back after the game and be ready to eat.
That's insane.
That's the coolest darn feature to me. It's mind-boggling. Everything works together.
Yeah, right before the show, I asked Billy, I said, hey, let's use the smoker, the grill, to warm the fish up. And he's like, well, we can't do it inside because it's going to get too smoky in here. It's like, all right, we'll put it on the porch. Well, we don't have any outlets out there. So I asked him, I said, hey, do you know where an extension cord is up here? And he said, no, but there's the power box. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. And so convenient.
It makes it very eating. Or very, I'm ready to eat.
Yeah, I can tell.
Easy.
Yeah.
So we've got a question for Billy.
All right.
From one of the viewers. Go ahead.
Can you heat your tuna?
So one of the questions from one of our viewers is, and it's specific to Billy, is Billy, can you heat your tuna can up on the pellet grill?
If it was a slightly
pellet grill, sorry.
bigger pellet grill, possibly.
Oh my God.
Oh.
You asked.
That being said, why don't we taste the fish?
I'm ready.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Hey, Chad, you want to come up here and try some of this, Chad?
Yeah. Bring
Let's
Joe
bring some of the fish over to the table.
Oh, there you go. Maybe we'll bring it all over to the table.
By the way, we've got Joe first.
We got Joe here too.
From,
Yeah, we can't forget about
Pest
Joe.
Control, who is also sponsoring the Ho 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 Fishing for Dough.
We'll bring this up here on the table.
Joe, thank you very much for your sponsorship. Oh,
There we go.
I'm excited about these, man.
Bring it all up here. Is that all of it?
One more.
We got one more.
Holy smokes.
Oh, yeah. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Holy smokes
Get
is
it?
right.
Holy
Yeah,
smokes.
that made me chuckle. I didn't mean it.
All right, come on back
There we
here.
go.
Let's see what we got. Ooh. Billy, you kind of know some of these seasonings. I don't think we have to go over too much on the seasoning.
Yeah, we do have, it looks to be about 4 different flavors here. Obviously, one of them is going to be their rub straight from Grilla, and then a few others that we had homemade. So I'm pretty excited to dig in. I'm probably
give it a
going to try
shot.
one of these rows.
Yeah. Go ahead, dig in,
Go
guys.
for it.
Got a wire already.
It's actually pretty damn good.
Right?
I'll try to get it.
It's a weird texture to get used to, but once you get in there, the roe was my favorite.
Something I didn't
good.
expect. I would 100% smoke some roe. Ooh.
Oh, watch yourself.
But then the mullet gizzards, yeah, that's the roe. Yeah, take the whole piece, Joe.
good.
All right, take the chunks.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
That's good. I don't know what seasoning that is, but that's really good.
That's very good.
I think that was the Grilla.
Just all-purpose?
All-purpose rub.
That's delicious.
See that brown, though, you still get, even through the aluminum foil?
Absolutely. Absolutely, and the smoke flavor that came through that foil is actually rather surprising. A lot more of it came through than I expected. That's tasty.
No, the ultimate. Look. All right. So this is re-warmed. Remind you on that one, right? Let's get this over here. But Bree, can we zoom in? Can we zoom in on this meat? I don't know if we're gonna be able to see it through. Oops.
Make sure we're not dripping.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to see it right through the camera, but look how moist.
Yeah. It literally just
Moist. Everybody loves that word.
Yeah.
peels right off the skin.
I mean, look at the moisture for a re-warmed, a re-smoked mullet.
That's pretty dang good.
So
like it.
Mario,
Very good.
I agree with you, man. Wrapping them in aluminum
Yeah,
foil,
it works
that's
good. Yep. And
Absolutely.
if you want it dry, if you're going to make a dip or whatnot out of it, and if you would rather have it dry, open it back up after half the time. And,
But for eating it right off the bone,
Yeah.
oh,
yeah, for sure.
that's where it's at.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty darn good. gonna try some of this other ones.
Oh man, that's good.
So I apologize that y'all
that
are
right.
having to watch us eat.
Yeah,
You know,
this one's really good. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's more peppery. That's good too.
So guys, we appreciate you checking this product out. Check them out, grillagrills.com. I cannot tell you how valuable that a smoker like that or a grill like that is, just for the fact that you can control it not being there.
remotely.
Yeah, remotely. It's really cool, but it's when Billy and I put that thing together, we knew that it was going to be a good grill because just the materials they use, the hardware.
Absolutely. It's don't get me wrong, nothing against Weber, but it is not built like a Weber grill. Weber grill will cook your dinner, but my goodness, this thing is going to do it for years to come.
Awesome.
Which is pretty sweet.
All right, well, let's hit up a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to be doing the Extreme Decalz Reel of Fortune and giving away some cool stuff. So tune back.
I don't know Jake from State Farm.
But just imagine my homes and my auto.
Best bundle in the league, baby.
Man, why can't Patrick change his name? It could be Kelsey and Kelsey how much you can save by bundling home and auto. Yeah? Can you make the letters smaller?
Oh, auto, let's go. Come on, model, let's get it. Put your jersey on.
Bundling.
Come on.
Just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Buy you a turkey breast from.
We're back. All right, here we go. All right, so, sorry, we're still shoving our mouths over here. Dude, I really like the roe.
It's very good. It is very, very good.
All right, so
really did
tonight we are going to be giving away a Phillips Auto snapback, package of Maddox swim baits, a Florida fishing product buff, and a Grilla Grills hot barbecue sauce.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that mustard one. The hot barbecue sauce. So that's what we're gonna be giving away tonight with the secret question. The secret question is, what is Captain Chum's website name? How would you get to his website? What is the website domain name? He said it on the couch. So what is it? The first 6 people to answer that correctly is going to get added on to the Reel of Fortune. And also, Billy, you know one thing we didn't really talk about were the tools.
Either. Was the accessories that came with it that
Yeah. First of all, this brush is magic for cleaning.
It's pretty sweet. It's got the woven stainless to it, which is actually genius.
Yeah, seriously.
A lot of the wire ones that you typically find at, any of your hardware stores, they tend to break off and you'll end up getting metal in your meat over time. But the scraper and the stainless, it's a one-time purchase, which is pretty darn sweet.
That's the same one I have.
Is it? Yeah. That's a nice setup.
Yep. Then we got the grill kit over here. You got all the essentials for doing some master grilling on your Grilla Grill.
Beautiful wood grain finish.
All right, so the first 6 people to answer that question correctly is going to get added up there for this cool little giveaway package we just threw together. Thank God we've got all the stuff back here, because I feel like that's always something that we just throw in there.
Catfish is good.
All right, so they're still tallying them up. Did you eat her mullet? Is that what just happened?
Edith is about to Edith somebody.
Now, what are we going to cook next, Billy?
That's a darn good question. It's a real bummer that grouper season had to end so early, because I
smoked a whole grouper.
Golly, the thought on that is just unbelievable. So soon, I think next is going to have to be some sort of a beef.
Yeah, I say we do something from land.
Yep.
But I want to get your all's opinions too. What do you want us to smoke on the Grilla Silverback next? So I'd say majority wins. What do you think?
Agreed. I'd love to do that.
All right.
Yeah, y'all tell us what you want to see on the smoker next, and we'll perfect it the best we can.
Oh, can you smoke collard greens? Yeah. Ooh. Let's do smoked collard greens too.
Yes.
Along with it?
Yeah. Because Capt Marrio's collard greens were insane.
Sides and all.
All right, Billy, why don't you grab Captain Chum, explain to them what's going on over there. Now, Hydra Deck has actually changed their name.
They have. It's Extreme Hydro Deck.
It's Extreme.
I don't know. I just saw
foam
it
matting. Foam decking. Extreme foam decking. They just announced it, so
yeah.
We're gonna get a new sign. But Billy, give Chum the lay down.
All right. So what we have here, we have our 6 people that have answered their questions properly. We have the Reel of Fortune here. So what I'm going to end up having you do is each person is obviously identified as a fish species. So take one and give it a heck of a spin. And then whoever it lands on is going to win it. I'm going with snook.
Shrimp.
Oh, you waited on that. You knew it was happening. All right, Dan Bridges? Dan Bridges?
Dan Bridges.
Dan Bridges.
Congratulations. So Billy, go over what we got over here.
Very nice. So Dan, come down and see us for your bottle of barbecue sauce straight from Grilla. We have you a brand new Phillips hat. We have the nice, hot pink Maddox swim baits, which are absolutely stunning. And then a really nice buff coming in from Florida Fishing Products. So come down and see us and collect your winnings. And I do appreciate y'all following along and playing in on that.
Thank you to all of you and watching, and thank you to Bree Aubrey for making sure that everything is just fine-tuned and perfect on these Fish Talk Live episodes. And also thanks to all of our sponsors, and thank you to Grilla Grills for introducing us to one of the grills that we could have ever asked for, because we're going to be doing a lot of cooking. And I'm sure you're going to see some more insulation on us for the winter time. But that being said, we will see you all next Tuesday for Fish Talk Live.